DC for life, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Let's continue to grind, to shine. Look, the off season is always long, but it's always a unique one, especially when you are a diehard Cowboy fan. We got Packers Week 10 talk. We got Power Ranks. Of course, we got to talk about that. And then right before I went live, I've seen the Playmaker. He was on 105.3 The Fan. We're going to chop up that audio, and we're going to talk about a lot of things. But I'm going to see if I can get all of this out for you all today. Let's go. Appreciate you. Let's go. They say ain't no party like a Cowboy party. Appreciate all of the people that's on their lunch break at this time. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Let's go. Come on. Be sure, slap that notification bell. I go live at different time. It's okay. It's okay. To even if you're at work, to peep around the corner and let them know that, hey, I got to listen to law, to the nation, baby. I put my time in, baby. What's good? One love to the HBO. Help a brother out, gang, right? And shout out to all of the SJs. That's the share gang. Let's go. Jay Carter, I see you, fam. Let's go. Sin City Cowboy. Let's ride. Watch how that beat come in. Lunchtime for your mind. Shout out to you, Jay. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to you, Ninja Nuts. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Salute to the Facebook gang. Appreciate you guys. Notification SWAT. I see y'all all in the building as Modius. So before I get into the conversations that rules the nation, the Cowboys. Oh my goodness, the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys done tweeted out earlier this morning in the wakings of the day, like before the daylight even crept open, that Dez caught it, right? That happened 8 years ago. Or could it be 9? Around that time, 8 years ago. And I get it. Dez did caught the ball. But we have since then played the Packers, I believe, 3 times, give or take. 3 or 4 times. Get over it. And there were still 2 minutes left in that game after Dez catch, no catch, right? And we had the opportunity to put a little pressure on a limping Aaron Rodgers, and we couldn't do that. We couldn't do none of that. And granted, the Packers are the Packers and the Cowboys are the Cowboys. And we will face them and we will see them. But don't fall into the traps of going all the way back to 2014, because what was bigger than that game was the DeMarco Murray fumble and as well as the missed kick by the kicker. So let's get over that. Let's get over that, the day is catch, no catch, or what have you. It's the year 2022. We faced them on week 10, and I can't wait to get it in with those boys. Shout out to you, Greg Berry. Shout out to you, Roland. Thank you for jumping in. Shout out to you, Craig, for sharing. Sharing is caring. And shout out to you, Chris X Frazier on the Facebook side of things. Cowboy Nation. This off season is long, and it's long for a reason. But I come here to tell you guys right now that I really wasn't aware of the Michael Irvin, the Playmaker, speaking on 105.3 The Fan, and I had the show geared up to other things. But let me listen with virgin ears to this audio. Shout out to those boys on 105.3 The Fan. Let's listen to these guys.
In the 11 years we've been doing this show together, this is the most irate and ticked off Cowboy fans have been in an off season. Normally, all the hate is directed at Jerry. That has all been transferred over to Steven. They're mocking him, calling him Cat Boy. People are laughing at free agents coming here like we usually do with the Mavericks.
Can y'all hear the audio? Let me know if you can hear the audio. As the room fill up.
Do you understand the pissed offness from Cowboy fans this offseason?
Yeah, I do. Especially, you lose Amari and then that number changed drastically. And you said, well, Amari would have been a great deal at the number he had. But then there are other factors in that, and let me tell you something. But Stephen Jones, let me tell you what I see. Because with Stephen Jones, I've had these conversations a number of times.
Uh-huh.
And I think he finally bit on the donut, always lay on the table. Mm-hmm. I always tell him, listen, man, look not only for great athletic skill. Don't just look for the dude that can run and jump. Mm-hmm. Look for attitude, look for personality, look for something that can crank a locker room and then move a group.
Yeah.
And I can show you the text that I sent him after we drafted Michael Parsons last year, and I told him way before Parsons even hit the field what that kid was going to be and what he would do to that locker room. And this year, I think he went and got more of those kinds of guys.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
That's what I'm talking about, the playmaker. Now, earlier this year, this offseason, he did speak on the fact that, hey, this team is not making the right moves. We need to do this. We need to do that. But I always hold ground for judgment because you still got to let this all play out, right? So for the playmaker, I don't mind him. I don't mind him changing his stance. And on top of that, if he's looking for dogs and we getting molded from the darkness out of this thing, I like it.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
Yeah.
Talented in the draft. I'm talking about in the draft. Maybe a little less talented than you would like, but more of an attitude that I think would be great for the locker room. I'm going to have Amari Smith on my podcast today, so I can't wait to search his soul. But I hear good things about the kind of personality and the kind of fight that he has in him.
Who you having on?
Tyler Smith.
First round pick. What do you mean?
Oh, I thought you said us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My fault.
Invited to.
I thought you said Sean and RJ. My bad. I thought.
Oh yeah. I would absolutely love to do.
Oh, stop!
Hey. Where can we find the Playmakers podcast, man? Y'all put it down in the chat so we can take a real good look at that Tyler Smith interview. He said he's going to have him on his podcast. And let me know if he got a YouTube page, a Facebook group. I need to know because I didn't know. I knew that he had a podcast. I just thought that he had like 1 or 2 episodes. And if you guys can look into the bigger picture, all of these people are out here with their own independent podcasts, which is good. The Pivot podcast and I Am Athlete, they doing some crazy numbers. And especially like the Joe Rogans of the world and Pat McAfee. Man, they open up many doors for a lot of athletes to say, you know what, I'm going to start my own. What's good with everybody? Appreciate y'all for jumping in.
You're a fake invite guy.
If only I had creative control of my own podcast.
You're a fake invite guy. Fake invite. Oh, let's do lunch like girlfriends. Fake invite guy.
No, listen. We are going to do that, man. That's a great idea. Just to get people the taste of what Dallas area sports are like. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely do that.
We'll get more hits than some of these bums you've had on there. We're more entertaining than some of these other people.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear from Tom Brady.
The stuff you talked to Steven about with competitiveness and traits, do you think Amari Cooper lacked that, and is that why he's not here?
Man, that'd be crazy out there, mind. What you gonna say, Playmaker? What you gonna say? Hello?
It's pretty good. I'm not going to speak anything to that. I'm just going to say.
Oh my gosh. Hey, that was the longest pause of all time, you know. Jeez. Appreciate you, Chris. Let me see if it's it right here. Oh man, Chris, you are a real one, my dog. Appreciate you, man. Much love to you for sending me this podcast link to the Playmaker, man. Much love to you. All right, so the Michael Irvin podcast. Oh my God, let me see.
Thank you for listening to this Podcast One production.
Oh man, okay. Oh, he had a whole bunch of people up on here, man. Where have I been? Pat McAfee, okay. Coach Prime, okay. He had Prime on there for an hour. Chris, you're a real one, man. I don't care about the other one. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the Prime one, and I'm gonna be waiting to see when he's gonna update us with the other one. All right, he had Barry Sanders. Okay, where Emmett at? How you gonna have Barry and you don't have Emmett on here, Playmaker? Come on, man. All right. Let's listen to more what he had to say.
Extrapolation, trying to come up with something to come at me with. So
Is that a reach? Was that a reach? Because that's what a lot of people are saying, that he didn't have the dog in him. I got him.
What?
Got him.
Got him.
Yeah.
You want to move on to Randy Gregory?
I will say this to you guys. There's a lot of things, and even I was disappointed with that decision, and then there's some things that came to light that pushed me back. That said, okay, maybe I understand more now that why that decision was made. You know what I mean? There's some people that came up to me, said some things to me, and with me, those people that came up to me and said some things to me, beyond reproach. I don't want to hear it. When they say that's it. I don't want to hear it. That's how I believe him. This dude, that's how I believe him. When he says it, that's it. So I changed my stance on that.
I'm going to ask the people in the chat, and I want you guys to be as transparent as possible. Real talk. No bull sugar stuff, man. I'm talking about real talk. Will we regret moving on from Amari Cooper? And do we have any dog in him? Is that the only reason? If you had to come down to a game decision, would you rather throw the ball to Gallup or Amari Cooper? Or at this point, James Washington now, right? Or Amari Cooper? So this could come back to hurt us in so many ways. Because people can look at your temperaments and the way you move, and if it's not the way that they think it should be, they say, oh man, he ain't got no dog in him. He ain't got no fight. But when I looked at that behind the scenes stuff with Cope, all of those players were respecting him. That's Coop locker, man. We ain't gonna mess around with that locker. And when he was playing those what was it, dominoes? No, it was chess. Shoot, they respect Coop. Coop was hazing Parsons. Parsons was probably watching his draws. So I don't know, man. This is crazy. Go back and watch. And I've seen people with docile mindsets, and docility. And I don't think that Coop is that guy that's 100 sheep or docile, I just don't see it. Now, he may not just be boisterous, but I don't think that just because you vocal, that elevates your skill set. I tell you what, go back and watch, dare I say, the Rams tape in that playoff game, even though we lost to the Rams in 2018, I believe. If Cooper had a chain, I bet you Talib wouldn't snatch his like he did Crabtree. Now, granted, we held the L, But go back and watch that tape of what Coop was doing to Talib. Was it that game? I could be off on the years. It had to be that game, right? Y'all let me know, baby. Y'all let me know. But you guys know what play I'm talking about, right? He's an introvert, alpha male. This is my guy, Williams. Yep. Appreciate you, Joe. Tranchina, appreciate you. Italy, Joe. Coop can't throw the ball to himself. Like, we about to find out. And it will be just our luck. And I'm not saying that the Cleveland Browns are trash or anything. And that's a good situation for Coop to be in. It's just the weather is terrible out there in Cleveland. There's no dome over there. But here's the 100 truths right here. That's a team that got a good running game situation, decent offensive line for your mind, and they should be, that's the operative word, be able to throw that rock. And we'll find out.
On the Amari Cooper situation.
Oh, it was Marcus Peters, not to lead. Appreciate you, Action Jackson. But let me ask you this. Let me go back because I was wrong. Okay, it was Marcus Peters. Talib did snatch Crabtree chain, right? Would he snatch Amari Cooper's chain if Amari Cooper had one? I'm just asking the open, honest question right there. You know, would he snatch his chain? You know, Cooper was the only one who showed up in the 49ers game. Yeah, David, you're right. I think he was the only one that scored that touchdown, right? Dallas versus Green Bay, November the 13th. I can't wait to see it. We don't know. Coop, the silent assassin. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Talib snatched that man chain twice. You know. How you gonna snatch a grown man chain? You know. Alex says Cooper too good to with his release to get his chain taken. Right. Good. Boy, we rolling. Let me listen to the rest of the playmaker though. You know, let me rewind just a little bit. We good.
Those people that came up to me and said some things to me, beyond reproach. I don't want to hear it. When they say it, that's it. That's it. I don't want to hear it. That's how I believe him. This dude, that's how I believe him. When he says it, that's it. So I've changed my stance on that. On the Amari Cooper situation.
All right, we'll let you off with that. That's fair enough. The silence spoke loudly. LC, Randy Gregory, gone. Were you ticked off by either of those? How much worse are the Cowboys right now than the team that lost to San Fran?
Yeah, I won't say ticked off. Disappointed would be a good word to talk Randy Gregory. You know what I mean? Because, you know, and I listen, dude, I love what Jerry does. I love what he does. I love when he finds those guys that just like he found again this year. He finds a guy that may have had some situations and then goes about and say, listen, I believe in you, man. I'm going to believe in the football side of you. I'm going to believe in the man side of you and try to tear and bring something great things out of you and then try to undergird you and help you make great decisions. And ultimately, hopefully, those things work out in the end. You know, those things work out in the end. And you know, we can be good for one another and look out for one another. That's what he wanted to do with Randy Gregory. You know what I mean? That's what they were doing with Randy Gregory. But, you know, the truth of the matter is sometimes these agents get involved, and agents have the guy's best interest at heart. So I understand what happened with Randy Gregory. I really understand what happened. I hate that we lost him.
Right.
I hate that we lost him. But I love that I'm seeing Jerry jumping right back in the fray and doing it again and finding him another young player. But Randy Gregory had really developed into something special. So, yeah, we lose that, and that's another situation. You're talking about losing talent. But are we finding the right? Let's go find not this. Even if the guy's not as talented, let's make sure we got the right attitude, the right toughness to put on this football field. And that is real big. The kind of dude that ain't going to quit and it ain't going to stop. Michael Parsons told me, he said, man, I was sore for 2 weeks after that San Francisco game. After 2 weeks. That's how physical. I told you, Sean.
Yeah.
I said they too physical. That's how physical they say that game was. Now, if you ain't got the right mindset, like Jimmy says, fatigue gonna make cowards of us all. Oh my God! Then you get broken on the football field. So personality, attitude, toughness makes a difference, and hopefully we'll see that in these draft picks.
Mike.
All right, so let me dissect this all the way. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is 105.3 The Fan, Sean and RJ with the mighty Michael, the playmaker, Irving. All right, so here's the thing as we go over this. The attitude, right? The mindset. You know, the thing is that's different between an elephant. Elephant would never forget, right? They don't necessarily, unless it's a bull elephant, you know, they don't necessarily show and broadcast their strength, right? But they got it. But it's your attitude that sets everything. Of course, I know some people can say your attitude set the altitude, right? But an elephant, you can literally take a small chair when the elephant is young and a stake and nail it into the ground, whereas he can barely move that chair because he's young, and feed that elephant up until he get into the proper age. But he will have that recall. He will have that mindset saying that, hey, I remembered a long time ago that I couldn't drag or pull that chair up out of, or that stake up out of the ground. So I'm going to remain stay put in this area. And there are thousands of elephant mentality people out here in this world that got the power, got the strength, got the temperaments, got everything that's in store for them, right, already embodied into their frame. But they recall a time that, man, when I was young, that stake that was shoved into the ground, I couldn't pull it up out of it. An elephant can pull and knock down and clear out the forest. But if you have the mindset that you don't have it, it doesn't matter how big or how strong you are or how tall you are or what have you. And if you continue to draft in that type of way of saying, okay, I'm going for the tall guy, I'm going for the measurables. And if they don't have the heart or the mindset or the attitude to set the altitude, they forever will be stuck in a place. For 10 to 13 years, we had that type of mindset. We want the right kind of guys. We want somebody, and I'm not finna just pick on good old Jason Garrett, but the Garrett guys. I'm not finna do that. But there was a temperament, there was a style, a flow, a vibe, right, that went along the process. You only had a few dogs, right, with questionable leadership. There's Brian, a dog, right? Questionable leadership, though. But they tried their best to tame him. And he would only reach a certain capacity within the confines of the silver and blue. Right? Sean Lee, a dog. But only could reach the capacity within the confines of his health ability. Jason Whitton, oh, he was the right kind of guy, a leader, a dog, with a lot of limitations on his ability. If I could say that in so many factors, right? And I'm not saying that Jason Whitton was trash or horrible. He was good for this organization. But you got to figure out ways to move from this level of comfort, you can get out of that bed and move to this level. And it only happens when your mindset fixes on the ultimate goal. Let's go. Let's listen to what more the playmaker have to say.
Last thing here. What did you hear the Dallas mayor say that, hey, we might want another team, another football team in DFW? Would Jerry even entertain that? Would he even allow that?
Come on, man.
No.
Come on, man. Everybody know that.
Absolutely not. Are you joking? I'm not sharing this.
Shout out to you, Sharp.
One dime with no one. Don't even try. Don't mess with me now. You can't mess with me. You know what I mean? You can't. Hey, listen. But what the mayor's talking about is really we're going to point to Jerry. That's what we're going to do. We're going to point to Jerry and say, Jerry do Jerry allow this, Jerry allow this, Jerry allow this. It ain't Jerry. Jerry tried to help them. It's Laura Miller who messed this up. Dude, 10 years ago, been in meetings with big time community leaders, with some of the highest profile, most affluent political leaders, and we've been trying to figure out how to help South Dallas, how to help going past downtown. This 10 years ago. 10 years, this has been an issue that we've been working on forever, that people in this area, great people, I'm certainly not talking to me, but I'm talking about great people been working on forever. That's why not putting the Cowboys downtown, this is the results and why they're still working on it. So, yeah, I understand him. He ain't saying that crazy. He's saying there's a serious need. There's a serious need, and he's absolutely right. There's a serious need to go past downtown and help those people. But how do we help our people? And how do we do that? And he's saying we can get another football. He knows that ain't gonna happen. But if he has a big problem, he uses the biggest thing in this community to bring attention to it. He had the opportunity and he used it. He's trying to help the people. I ain't got no problem with that.
That's a good episode. Let me share this content with you guys. And for those who are not familiar with Texas or Dallas or what have you, it's a conglomerate basically. Plano area is more up north, and of course you got the Frisco area where the Star is located at. Allen, Texas is pretty nice. Prosper is growing. It's just growing crazy. And I wasn't here when they was making the plans, and if those who are out here, you guys can let me know where was the original offer to build the Texas Stadium or the Arlington Stadium when they was looking to get up out of Irving, Texas, who was pretty good. Irving, Texas is pretty good. That part of Texas, you got Richardson, you got all of these areas, and then you got the Trinity. That's the nice, pretty bridge that's connected to downtown Dallas from that byway there. And then you got the Dallas Zoo down 35, which it's crazy. I call it Death Valley, baby. You driving through there, I mean, it's a narrow corridor that's this big, and it's supposed to be like 4 lanes, and it's just crazy traffic all around that area. And that's part of what they call Oak Cliff. You got North Oak Cliff, you got South Oak Cliff, or what have you. And I don't know whether or not the Arlington Stadium would have looked nice in that area there, juxtaposed to where they at now. I think that Arlington is a straight shot. It's just a vertical type of city. The road, the infrastructure is terrible. They fool around and build too much things in that small little area. Your car can get missing by hitting some reconstruction site, So they got Six Flags. They got what Dallas' problem is to me from the outsider looking in. They got too much stuff. They spread it out, but it's in the same location and in the same direction, right? As soon as you get out of Grand Prairie, you got the Six Flags, you got the doggone Texas Live, and then you have the stadium, and then you have the new Texas Stadium, the baseball Rangers Stadium. It's crazy. It's so congested right there, right? Like, spread that stuff out. Spread it around. The stadium, look, my guy, Jay Bryant, the stadium was supposed to be on Corinth Street, just off of downtown. Laura Miller wanted the stadium in Fair Park. And looking back at it now, ooh, that would be crazy right there, man. Similar situation happened to just an economic talk before we get to the next topic here, the econ talk. I'm from Natchez, Mississippi. I graduated from Jackson State, and I lived in Jackson for a long time. And what happened we don't have a professional football team, baseball team, nor anything that's in Mississippi. But we do have the developmental team, the Atlanta Brave B League team, and they wanted to have a proposal to have it in Jackson, right? But the mayor, look, let me tell you the influence of a mayor. The mayor shunned the investors. He was like, get out of here, man. Y'all about bullshit stuff. I'm just making it a short story. So on his way out of leaving the city, he stopped by, because Medgar Evers Airport is in Pearl. He just stopped and talked to their mayor. And they were like, sure, bring it on. Bring it on. And lo and behold, boom. The developmental team, the Atlanta Braves, the Mississippi Braves, developmental B League, is in Mississippi, in Pearl, and not in Jackson. And that situation propelled Pearl to build outlet stores, shopping areas, developmental areas. It's crazy how the growth happened. The movie theater grew up and blew up even bigger because of that one decision. So I would tell like these mayors, look, I get it. Listen. City councilmen, listen. Don't shun and push people out so quickly. A lot of things can happen. A lot of things can change for the good. 35 is bad in Austin. Oh, my gosh. So 35 is just bad altogether, right? Oh, my goodness, man. That's the world's worst road. I call it Death Valley. It is. Law is right. Frank Milton messed that up. Yep. Frank. I think it was Harvey at the time, though. It was Johnson, whatever. But it is what it is. Shout out to Mississippi and shout out to Pearl, Mississippi, for landing that big old contract. But now if you drive through Arlington, you can see all of the growth aspect of Arlington. But let's get into, and shout out to Arlington and Fort Worth. Let me know, all of the Dallas people that's here, which zoo is better, the Dallas Zoo or the Fort Worth Zoo? Which zoo is better? I want to know y'all thoughts on that. All right.
He is certainly still active.
That was the end of that right there, Cowboy Nation. Let's continue to grind and shine. It is 1:56, and I got some more work that I got to do on the other end, on my end. And I got another excerpt right here. And we're going to talk about the Packers. We do face the Packers on, and I can't find that week one of we playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, fam. I looked everywhere, Jay, but I can't find it. Gerald says Ryan is easily better than Jalen. Okay. Got Jalen over Tannehill right now. Tanny has regressed. Tanny let everybody down, man, in that playoff game. My goodness, man. Just let everyone down. He just kept throwing interceptions after interceptions. But I feel you guys. Jalen is more of a running back than a quarterback. I feel you. Let me see how many rushing yards Tannehill had last season. He had 7 rushing touchdowns. My gosh. Tannehill was running that thing. 539 snaps, design 35. Don't give me how many yards. I guess he had only 201 yards, I guess, or 221 yards. If you guys got that stat number, put it down in the chat. But he did throw for 3,734 yards, 21 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. And this is not including the playoffs, by the way. But I do like the fact that he did add 7 rushing touchdowns. That's Tannehill. But it is what it is. Tannehill was a former wide receiver. Yup. Named the school. It's in Texas. How long Ryan been in the league? Ryan been in the league for a long time, and I get it. So the angle would be is that Jalen Hurts is going into his 3rd year now, and I think the world of Jalen Hurts. I like Skip Bayless said, I think the world of Jalen Hurts. I think that he's a good quarterback. If you guys want me to say that, right? He's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. And he just somehow going to have to face against a good Dallas Cowboys team. And good, fool around and mix, tend to have favor on our side since the last few years now. 10 season, J Farm put down 10 season. Yep. And Tanning Hill, he started off in Miami land, right? Didn't do that well in Miami. Well, he had some up and down years there. And then he went to the Tennessee Titans and he kind of blossomed there a little bit. And now it is expected for him to get gone. And I heard some news down the pipeline is that maybe the Texans may pick him up next season. And that's just speculation, right? Big Spring area, I think, yeah. He was a tight end in Big Spring, Texas. Appreciate you. 8th overall from J Farm. All right, so let's get to this one.
Morning. So you know that as the schedule is coming out in sort of drips and drabs here, that tomorrow night will be the full schedule night. They just announced on Fox that this game, November 13th, will be Cowboys at Packers, which among other things will be Mike McCarthy's return to Green Bay, McCarthy versus Aaron, and an extraordinary traditional rivalry, one of the great rivalries the game has, and an important game between two teams we think are really good. So let me put the squad together here. Sacho, I'll start with you. I'm telling you right now, we're living in a world where one of those two teams is going to wind up in the Super Bowl. Either the Cowboys or the Packers are going to be the NFC champ. Which one are you telling me it's going to be?
Was this on virtual reality?
I'm telling you right now.
I can't go Cowboys. I mean, I'd have to say Packers if I had to pick one of the two. I still believe this is a false reality, right? A false choice. I don't think either one of those teams is going to be in the Super Bowl. But out of those two, the Cowboys historically, really, neither team has really been able to get it done, if I'm going to be honest, right? Like the last time Green Bay won was 2010, right? That's when they went there, Aaron Rodgers, and they've lost consistently. Cowboys, once again, they've lost in the playoffs consistently. And so if I had to pick one, I would go Green Bay just because of Aaron Rodgers. And that's pretty much about it.
Let me put it this way. If I had said a year ago Cincinnati was going to be in the Super Bowl, that would have been a lot more far-fetched than Cowboys or Packers.
True.
Come on, Graziano. Cowboys, Packers, who's making it?
I agree with Sacho. I would take the Packers because of Aaron Rodgers. I don't think the Cowboys can repeat because nobody repeats in that division.
Put it like this. You know the craziest thing of it all? If you're a diehard Packer fan, or if you like one of those raging Ravens mindset of, hey, I really want Aaron Rodgers to win another Super Bowl, you have been wrong for 13 years. That's a long – look, people fail to realize 2010 is a long time ago, and you would have been wrong for 13 consecutive years. Why not? Let's make it 14 years, right? Because it was the 09-10 year, or 09-10 year, right, when they won the Super Bowl or what have you. You can literally be wrong for another year. And I get it. Aaron Rodgers, the golden boy. Let's see what they're going to do this year.
I don't see who's going to push the Packers in their division, so they go in with a better seed. I give them the better chance.
Let me go to the future mayor of Dallas, and that is Marcus Spears.
What's he going to say?
The Cowboys or Packers, Megan? Who you got?
The Green Bay Packers. And I know y'all.
Wow, everybody's sold. Everybody's sold on the Green Bay Packers, and I get it. They would have been wrong. It was 11. It was 2010 and 2011. Okay, so I take that back. Minus the year that I have now, so it's been 12 years, right? 12 years now. Or technically, I'm not going to put too many years on it. It's been 11 years, technically speaking, then. You're right. It was 2010, 2011. Who won 09? Who won in 09, 010? Was that the who won that year? Y'all let me know.
I wanted like some kind of like big. I was going to try to figure out a way to weave that thing in there, G, but I can't. It's the Packers, bro. Like, listen, I want the Cowboys in there, and y'all know that. I want them to go to the Super Bowl. But
Saints, okay.
Look, we've talked about it. And beyond 2010, what Sacho just talked about with Green Bay getting there, they also been in, 2 or 3 other NFC championships here recently.
Right.
So they've gotten closer to the mountaintop than Dallas has even sniffed. The Dallas Cowboys lost to the San Francisco 49ers last year in the first round of the playoffs.
Right.
They should have been a better team and put a better performance together from an offensive standpoint. That's my issue with Dallas. Like, early in the season, offense, this team can go to the Super Bowl. They are Super Bowl contenders. They can go deep in the playoffs. Fell off a damn cliff. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers didn't fall off a cliff until the San Francisco 49ers game in the playoffs. I have more confidence not only in 12, but the Green Bay Packers, I've seen them closer more recently and more times than the Dallas Cowboys.
Can I ask a question though, Swagoo? Because you played for the Cowboys. I grew up in Dallas. We've watched this.
Yeah.
Why does this always, even before media, I understand media props up the Cowboys, but why does this always happen? I remember the Cowboys, right, for like a 5-week span, they were averaging almost 200 rushing yards early in the season, right? And then they were winning and winning. All of a sudden, something happened, and it seems like every single year, even going back to Tony Romo, right? The bot snap in the playoffs. Something always happens. Can you tell me why, Big Swagoo? I used to watch you, and something would happen when I watched you. Tell me, bro.
Why, Swagoo? Why?
This dude sound crazy. He's snorting on camera.
Worst damn luck in the world. Okay, listen, man. Listen, man. I was a part of a rookie year when Tony fumbled the damn extra point snap or the field goal, bro.
Yeah.
But like we trying to get there. I was there when we beat the Giants twice in the regular season and then lose to them in the damn playoffs. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I was there when Brett Favre went to Minnesota.
Oh my gosh, y'all remember that game? Sidney Rice, baby. I still can close my eyes and look, for those who don't know, Sidney Rice burnt us. We had a guy by the name of Gerald Sensible. He had no sense being out there, but let's see what he going to say.
Stopped Adrian Peterson from going over 50 yards rushing and still lost the damn game. Okay? Y'all, don't bring this back up. Don't bring this back up, Sacho. I don't know. It's bad luck. That's all.
The last time the Cowboys played the Packers in the playoffs, the Cowboys should have won, and they overturned a catch, and that wound up changing absolutely everything. Okay.
No, that wasn't the last time they look. Why do people keep forgetting that we played the Packers? Was that a playoff game in 2016 when we faced the Packers in that playoff game? Why people keep going all the way back to 2014? This is what made me say this. Let me pull up Twitter once again. I love my Cowboys. I absolutely love my Cowboys. Let me stroll all the way down. And I said I love my Cowboys, but this was a lame tweet. How in the world you going to let your staff post this and approve it? Dez caught it. Now we got your attention. The hashtag Dallas Cowboys will be heading north week 10. Like, if you're going to say that, then put Jalen Tolbert down there as the pitcher. Put one of the wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb. That would have been a good pitcher right there. Not Jalen Tolbert. Put CeeDee Lamb instead of Parsons. And then that would correlate that, like, hey, at least we're going to have CeeDee Lamb who wears 88 now, and he will catch it or something like that. But don't put Dez caught it, and now that's been 8 years ago. I said, come on, man. Look at that's crazy. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm just crazy. But don't this seem kind of like weak to you guys? Don't this kind of seem lame to you guys? Or y'all like, yeah, Dez did caught it, baby. Let me see. I'm going to get y'all thoughts on this one, man. I'm going to read y'all thoughts, man. Dez did, like, let me see y'all say, man. Daily reminder, Eagles are booty. Shout out to you, Christian. Michael versus Rodgers, week 10. Resurfacing negativity. Right. Like, hurts more. Right? More reason not to have faith in my boys. Right? Like, why would you even put this out there? Let me listen to the rest of these guys.
Let Swagoo have a moment of recovery as we seem to have lost him. Let's enjoy a quick wake-up call. Our buddy Mike. And the good news is I have all the right people.
All right, that's the end of that, man. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in.
FBI, open up!
It is what it is. It is what it is at this time, Cowboy Nation. We just got to get this thing going the best way possible. It is now 2 o'clock my time, or a little after 2 o'clock. Appreciate those who watched the episode. Here's the thing. you got to put it out there on the field. And I can't wait for rookies mini camp for them to put on their helmets and go through their post and pre-interviews, pre and post interviews of putting stuff out there of what they're going to do for the 2022 season. Man, I can't wait to see all of this, Cowboy Nation. But Cowboys, I wish they could just take that down. You know, all they have to put, because they always have our attention. They could have just edited all of this part out, like I'm highlighting, and put the Dallas Cowboys will be heading north for Week 10. Let's get it or something. Let's go, or go Cowboys, go blue, go silver and blue, or we ready. You know, Parsons will attack or something like that. Or put a lion somewhere in there. You know, you didn't have to put Dez caught it. Now that we have your attention, like, come on, Jason Whitton caught the touchdown, and Jason Whitton first touchdown ever in the playoffs against the Green Bay Packers in 2016. What, you gonna put Jason Whitton out there now? Next? Come on now. Last time we went to Green Bay, we blew them out. Can't wait for Parsons to get to say. Dez called it bring in the famous game for memories. Yeah, I feel y'all, man, so much, man. One day at a time, one movement at a time, and got to speak the mind. If this reality is what it is at this point, appreciate everybody for subscribing. I thank those who hit that like, shared icon. I really appreciate that. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. I'm up out of here. Don't have no departing words today. Maybe I'll have another one around the corner. But appreciate y'all. One love, baby. One love. Let's go.